Hi to all my friends on Facebook. I'm all
Okay.
yours.
All right. All right. Okay. So just look at me. Okay. So tell me about what was it? You grew up in Israel, is that
Yes.
correct? And what was that like for you? Was fashion a part of your life there?
Well, fashion was not a part of my life, and it was actually not something I dreamt to become one day, a fashion designer. I had my best friend and she wanted to become a singer, I wanted to become an actress. And whenever she would tell me that I was very talented dressing her up, I would not speak to her for a whole week because for me, telling me that I was going to become a fashion designer wasn't something nice.
What was your association with it? Why?
Well, I just wanted to become an actress. I mean, I didn't want to be anything else but an actress. Even if you had told me that I would be a queen somewhere in the world, I would say no. I want to be an actress.
Okay. So what changed? When did fashion become important?
Well, I truly believe that we may have a dream, but we may also have a calling. And I sincerely believe that my calling is being a fashion designer and specified on bridal dresses and evening wear. Because I believe that I become part of a very important time in a woman's life by doing what I do.
And when did that begin for you? When did you design your own wedding dress? Did I read that?
I did. I designed my own wedding dress. It was a beautiful Victorian-inspired dress. It looked like, what women wore at the Louis XVI epoch. And I had it made by a head seamstress of very, very big theater in Israel. And that's how it started. And then at a certain period of time in my life where I was struggling financially and I had nothing that I could really do as a profession, I then started, cutting patterns of my dresses, the dresses that I used to wear, and changing them a bit, and the rest is history.
And so, just hold on one second. I'm just checking the photos for a second.
Pnina, meanwhile, you could say hello to all the viewers. We're now viewed by 436 viewers on Facebook.
Hello,
Suzanne
my 426.
400. We're already up to 480.
Hello, my 480 viewers. How are you doing today?
Suzanne is saying, love your dresses.
Thank you.
La Mamista is sending smiles.
Thank
Rosca
you.
is sending hearts.
To all of you. If you're in New York, it's raining, cover up.
Okay, great. So, and take like one little half step. Yeah. Okay. So that's how you got into
Yes.
being a designer yourself. How did you break into the professional fashion world?
Well, the truth is that it all began with a dream. I had a real dream where I was laying on a lawn and I saw all these beautiful dresses falling from the sky towards me, and I could see every little detail, everything, the beadwork, the fabrics, the colors, the laces, everything was so clear to me, and it was such a beautiful dream. I woke up in the morning and I understood that this was a message from God, because I believe in God strongly, and I believe that He sends His messages to us, with dreams or songs on the radio, or anything that you just pay attention to, and it tells you a message. So I woke up in the morning and said, okay, God, I know what you want me to do, but you have to help me with this one, because I know nothing about fashion. I never studied fashion. As I told you before, I never wanted to become a fashion designer. So I woke up in the morning and I started putting up together whatever I could in order to design and create wedding dresses. And the next thing I remember was that, it happened so quickly. It was like a meteor. It happened so fast. I became the leading designer in my country, in Israel. And then when I met my husband David, he understood the potential much better than I did.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, you know what, Pnina, from what I see, we need to expand. We need to show your talent to the world.
Mm-hmm.
And we started by a fashion show that we gave in Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never forget, it was my first fashion show in America. It was at the Beverly Wilshire, and it was amazing. I mean, everybody was like going crazy. And since then, I mean, it was clear to me that I was going to conquer the United States, and with that, of course, the whole world, because there's not a better country to start with than America.
Mm-hmm.
So we decided to, to fly to America and meet with the #1 store in the world, which is Kleinfeld, where I am actually right now, and this is my boutique inside of Kleinfeld. So, and that also was quite an experience, because we packed like 10 dresses, my best 10 dresses, and we came to show them to the owner of Kleinfeld, Marshall, and the buyer, Dorothy. And the buyer was like going through my dresses, and she looked at them and she said to the owner, Mara, she said, Mara, we don't need these dresses. These are not at all anything that we can sell here.
Mm-hmm.
The dresses were quite, ahead of time. They were very sexy. The backs were very low. The corsets were sheer. I mean, everything you see today, I brought here 10 years ago, and it wasn't the right time to do so. And they said, well, no, thank you. We're not going to buy your collection. I almost died. I almost fainted. I couldn't. I mean, I couldn't believe. And I flew the whole way back to Israel, crying on the plane. I'll never forget. It was like I couldn't stop crying. I said, how come? I mean, my dresses are different. I think the American bride will, love something different and new. And then my husband David said to me, don't cry. There's Europe as well. You speak French and Spanish and Italian. We will conquer Europe. And I said, no way. I want America. I want New York. I want America. And I'm a very stubborn person. My mother used to say, may she rest in peace, she used to say that I was the most stubborn person she's ever experienced in her life. And I went back home. I went back to Israel. I designed 7 dresses. I modified a little bit my styles because I understood that I was too ahead of time. And I gave the dresses numbers from Kabbalah, because I studied Kabbalah for many years. So one of the dresses carried the number 101, which is a very, very strong number in Kabbalah. And as soon as the dresses arrived to Kleinfeld, they put them on the floor. They called me, I think 10 days later, saying, we might have a problem with your dresses. I looked up the sky and I said, why, God, why? Just, we're selling too many of that 101. So we just want to make sure that you can manufacture as much as we sell. And the rest is history. We became very, very quickly the #1 vendor for Kleinfeld. Kleinfeld has become my second home. New York has become my second home, and I'm very, very proud and honored to be part of the American fashion scene.
So that was about 10 years ago.
That was 10 years ago.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you. We just celebrated our anniversary, our 10th anniversary, in October, and it was for me it was something huge because time goes by so quickly. I didn't realize how big my business has become and how successful, and I'm thankful to God, to my destiny, to my husband David, who's been pushing behind me and believing that this could happen, and to all the beautiful brides all the American brides and the brides from all around the world. that have made me who I am.
And you mentioned Kabbalah figured in. Is this Judaism or your Jewish upbringing, like how does that play into your fashion or your life in general?
Well, I think I truly believe Kabbalah is not only Judaism. You can be from any other religion and practice Kabbalah. I think Kabbalah is more a philosophy of life, and that's what I love about it, because it teaches you how to deal with life and how to understand difficulties that you may have. So it has nothing to do with Judaism. That's what I think. But I do. I always, I create from my heart. And I think for me, not having any fashion studies background has made me more aware of my instincts, of my feelings, and I create from my guts. I really do. I create. I dream my dresses. I believe in what I dream, and I create from love. So there's no rules for me. I will never look at a sketch that I've done, and if my pattern maker will say, Pnina, this is impossible, I will say, well, this is the next dress we're going to do, because I don't believe in impossible. I believe that we ourselves make things impossible to ourselves. And if we believe, and we just go ahead and trust the universe, trust ourselves, and trust the fact that magic exists, then, this is all magic for me. It is. It's really creating out of pure inspiration and my dream world. And I have a very, very broad dream world.
Great. And sorry, just adjusting here.
So hi again to my how many?
1,000
Wow,
viewers.
that goes fast. 1,000 viewers. So as you can see, I'm the queen of bling, and I confess. I mean, I know I am, but what can I do? I was born like this.
So that was going to be my next question, actually.
Okay.
That you're known as the queen of bling. Your designs really are very varied, though. But
Yes.
but what would you say is just sort of your signature style?
Well,
Things
it's true
that
that
say what I would say. Oh, that's a Pnina Tornai.
Well, it's true that my designs they vary from the most classic and simple dress to the most extravagant and out of this world, I would say, dress. I am considered the queen of bling because I love bling. I think bling can express the excitement that a bride has on the day of her wedding, and I think that anything that attracts light is wonderful, because it creates an energy, it creates a movement, and that's very, very important to me. So yes, I am the queen of bling. Confess, I admit, but I also create dresses that have no bling on them, are very classic, timeless. You can really, in my collections, you can find almost a dress for every bride out there, because it's very important for me. When I create a collection, I always have in mind all the brides that I have seen in my career, and I do work one-on-one with my brides. That's what I love doing most, because then I can use my talent and my professionalism to make their dreams come true. And I consider myself as a as a dream maker, because every little girl has a dream of how she will look on her wedding day. Usually, if you love Cinderella, then it's Cinderella. If it's Frozen, then it's Elsa. Really, I can tell you that every time I see a little girl, I ask her, what would you like to wear on your wedding day? And they always bring it from their world, from their imaginary world, or whatever they're used to seeing. So yes, I do consider myself a dream maker, at least in wedding dresses.
Why do you think, why is the dress so important?
Because it makes the bride feel that the bride, well, it's the most important in Judaism, by the way, to make a bride happy on her wedding day. And in Hebrew you say, "L'sameach kala b'yom chatunata." Big rabbi who once told me